Alright, summation video of the June 16th meeting of the Mendham Borough Town Council. I think it was the 16th. Doesn't really matter, does it? It was back then. But anyway. Right, guys, start off with a silent prayer or thought. A moment of silent prayer or thought. So now you can think. Silent thinking. Ooh! So that's how you start a meeting. Yes, do some silent thinking. Don't think out loud. Think silently. Shit. So anyway, and then the Pledge of Allegiance, under God and all that crap. That really has to go. I mean, they never should have put that back in the Pledge of Allegiance or in the Pledge of Allegiance in the 50s. It was just idiotic. Why? Why should anybody in America be obligated to pledge allegiance essentially to God? Fuck that shit. Anyway. Alright, the consent agenda. I don't know what was in it, but it passed. I'll have to look it up. Sorry. I didn't bother looking at documents this week. So there was an ordinance for about the solid waste thing. I don't know which one it was, but it passed final passage. So I think it was just something to do with the sewage plant crap. So resolutions. There was a resolution for another bond ordinance for $180,000. I thought they had to do that through ordinance, so I was kind of surprised. So I don't know what that one's for, so I'll have to look that up. So anyway, the town's apparently hiring some part-time employees, like $50 an hour, a fire inspector and a plumbing inspector, two different people. And these assholes, this is what they do. The fire inspector, they're paying some guy like $50 an hour to come to your house to press the button on your smoke detector. Every time you have to re-rent an apartment in this town, you have to pay the guy, you have to pay $70. The guy comes out to the house and he presses the button on the smoke detector. I mean, it's just such bullshit. Like they couldn't pay somebody to do $7.50 an hour to do that job. That's just idiotic. Anyway, administrator report. She didn't have much to say. The Thomas track, they did the closing on that. Apparently the town's going to have to fork over like $2 million for part of the deal. So it's supposed to be $1 million in the past, but I guess it's up to $2 million now. So anyway, the fire. There was some discussion that wasn't really discussed. Just mentioned that the fire department parking lot. I guess they're working on that or arranging to finally get that job done. There was talk about the tennis courts at the high school. And apparently they're going to be doing this turfing thing of the high school football field. So apparently the controversy that existed last meeting doesn't exist anymore about planning boards and all this other crap. So apparently they've alleviated all those problems and they're doing this thing. So apparently it's going to start in January. So they got to rip out all this soil, like 200 truckloads apparently, and then put in all this stone, 100 truckloads in. And so they're saying traffic's going to be all fucked up in January for sure. And it's for AstroTurf, so I don't know who's paying for it exactly. The town's not supposed to be. I don't know if I don't think the high school is paying anything into it, but I'm not sure. But I don't even know how they collect private money for that. But people are crazy. Yes, we have to have AstroTurf football fields. I don't even understand anyway as a concept. What's the point of playing football if you ain't gonna play in mud and shit? I mean, that's what makes it fun. But fuck it. All right, council reports. Just the Garubo guy, Lou. I can't remember what committee he's on. He's always on the boring committees, but he never has anything to say. He never has anything to report. It is kind of funny. He says nothing. He's been elected 10 times now, and he says absolutely nothing at meetings. Traffic problems. That was about the field in January. And the tennis courts, the $750,000 tennis courts, apparently they're working on them in the summer now, so that shouldn't be as big a problem for traffic. There was some talk about the COA regulations, that's the affordable housing, and apparently they're a big mess because now the town it used to have a cushion. I mean, it overmet the standards in the past, and that's because the law was all broken and we were cheating. And so now apparently with the new standards, and especially I guess there's some new bill before the state senate, we're going to be way behind on the standards. We're going to have to make up like 100 units or something. And it's good if the town really gets nailed, because they've been fucking the system the whole time. They've been taking all this money for affordable housing and just basically squirreling it all into a little retirement community. And it's just been bullshit. It's completely inconsistent with the intention of the law. So there was a little brief mention of the street sweeper, which I actually saw, at work. So they had the county do it, and they're very pleased with it or whatever. But I have to still say there's still a problem with the process, because they had a town truck following the the sweeper. And if the sweeper has to dump stuff every now and then, they just dump it in a pile and then have the truck go out and pick up all the piles at one time. But having a friggin' pickup truck following the street sweeper is just, a stupid waste of fuel and obviously employees. But anyway, whatever. So, and then apparently they're getting this I&I, the water infiltration problem with the sewage plant. They're working on that, so they're putting like TV cameras in, in our sewage lines. So that's kind of cool. I have to ask for the tape. I have to get the CD of the sewage video. That ought to be real fun. All right, and apparently there's some salary ordinance that they supposed to have, like, since January. It's been waiting, and they haven't been able to resolve some issues, and so they're gonna have a special meeting. I guess it took place last Thursday, and so I'll have to get the tape of that and find out who's getting outrageously paid way too much, which is everybody in the town. And that's what the whole town, the administrator thanked the town for working on this, because they all need their bonuses, and all these overpaid government employees who are supposed to be public servants who are just public tyrants. But anyway, irritating. All right, and so apparently the end of the meeting there was some talk. Well, the mayor ended the meeting talking about some Boy Scouts showed up to the meeting. I guess they get a badge for showing up at the meeting, and their little Boy Scout badges. I showed up at a town council meeting and listened to, funky men talk about things, and they get a badge for that. Boy Scouts, really scary organization. And there was a little brief mention of apparently some property deal in the township, so they want to have some meeting about it regarding the library property. So I guess the whole library idea is still in the works. Apparently they have some new piece of property they're looking at. I don't know, just bad idea. Especially now when the world's going to be coming to an end. The last thing we need is a friggin' library. We need like bunkers, places to hide. So anyway, so there was some mention of that they had an executive session as always. So apparently there's still some KC issues, with that cafeteria thing, because apparently they had to have some sort of legal issue over that. But there's some problem apparently with this CityNet, this stupid website design company that they paid $7,000 to. So I don't know what some sort of privilege that they have to discuss in private regarding that contract. I haven't been to the town website in a few days, but there's no sign of this switch over to this new wonderful service that we're renting. Idiots. So I guess that's about it. I don't think there's anything else I need to report. Yeah, I still got to find out some stuff. I keep forgetting to ask some questions. I still want to find out if the town ever paid that taxi bill for $1,500 for somebody at the drug rehab center and stuff like that there. But anyway, your town at work. The next meeting I think is like whatever, next Monday's July 7th or some kind of number like that. 6, 7, whatever. So, the end.